Guys, it's Olivia. Welcome to or back to my channel. In today's video, I thought it would be fun if I taught you guys one of my favorite calisthenics skills ever, which is the one-arm L-sit dead hang. Guys, now before we get started, I would appreciate it so much if you guys could like and subscribe. I'm so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, which is crazy. So thank you guys so much, and let's get into this video. Alright, so the one-arm L-sit dead hang is combined with two calisthenic skills, which is the one-arm dead hang and the L-sit hang. So for the first half of this video, I'm going to show you guys how to do the one-arm dead hang, and then for the second half of this video, I'm going to show you guys how to do the L-sit hang. Real quick, before we get started, I want to tell you guys why this is one of my favorite calisthenic skills. And the first thing is, I just feel like this skill looks so cool, and you can do it anywhere where there's a pull-up bar. And I also feel like this skill looks harder than it actually is to do. That just might be my opinion, but yeah. It's also really fun because it takes a lot of core strength and grip strength. Alright, so first things first, before learning the one-arm dead hang, you gotta make sure that you can dead hang with two arms. And when doing this, you wanna make sure that you can hang for about 40 to 60 seconds before learning how to do a one-arm dead hang. So the first exercise for learning the one-arm dead hang is just doing a one-arm dead hang but with your feet on the ground. Once you get comfortable just doing the one-arm dead hang with your feet off the ground, you can remove a foot to make it harder, and then you can just sink lower until you're basically just on your tippy toes and you're just using your feet for the smallest support. Okay, step number 2 is grabbing a resistance band, and you just want to tie it around the bar, and then you can do your one arm dead hang by just grabbing some of the resistance band like this. Once you get comfortable doing these, let's say you started with a bit of a thicker band, you can then lower down the band until you get to the smallest band that you have. Alright, so for the next exercise, these are one of my favorite things that help me to get my one-arm dead hang. I'm not sure what they're called, but I like to call them alternating one-arm dead hangs. So basically, what you're going to do is you're going to start with the two-arm dead hang, and then you can put your hands a bit closer together, and then basically you're just going to let go and then hold this position for 2 seconds, and then reach up, and you're just alternating hands each time. This is a great exercise to improve grip strength. And also try to let go of your hand slowly, because if you do it fast like this, then you're just going to swing, and that's hard to control. Alright, so for this next exercise, you are going to be using your fingers to assist you in the one-arm dead hang. So for an example, I'm going to start with 4 fingers, and I'm just going to hang like this. And then once you get comfortable with that, you can move on to 3 fingers on the hand that's not doing the one-arm dead hang. And then you're going to move on to 2 fingers until you can assist yourself with 1 finger. And then hopefully once you get really good at doing those, you can do the one-arm dead hang with no fingers. Alright, so the next thing we are going to be talking about the active hang. So when doing this, you are going to grab the bar, and then you're going to depress your shoulder. So think about pulling it down away from your ear. So you're here, and then you're going to pull it down away from your ear. And then you also want to slightly engage your lats and your core, and try to avoid fully relaxing into your joints. Alright guys, now we're going to move on to the second part of this video, which is learning the L-sit hang. And when doing the L-sit, you're going to need a lot of core strength. So here are some exercises that you can do to build up to the L-sit hang. The first one is knee raises, and then you can also do leg raises, and then you can also do a tucked knee hold. I'm not really sure if that's called tucked hold. So for the next exercise is one of my favorites, but basically what you do is you're going to have one leg straight and one leg tucked, and you're going to keep alternating them like this. Of course, for the L-sit hang, you have to practice it to be able to do it. If you're having trouble straightening your legs when doing the L-sit hang like this, it might be because you're not very flexible, so you can do stretches like pike stretches, or really any type of hamstring or just leg stretches that will help. But to start off, you can also just use bent legs like this. It's kind of hard to see, but just like bend your legs a little like that. Alright, so we talked about how to do the one-arm dead hang and we talked about how to do the L-sit. Now all we gotta do is combine them together. Alright, just because we did all those progressions doesn't mean that we're gonna hop right into the one-arm L-sit dead hang. We still have to do some progressions to get there, so we're going to do the one-arm dead hang. And for the first exercise, we are going to do a one-arm tucked hold like this. And then remember when I said that I loved the alternating? We are also going to be doing that while holding a tuck hold. And if that exercise is too easy for you, you can also do the version where one leg is bent and one leg is straight. But now we're going to move on to the L-sit with the alternating dead hang, one-arm dead hang. Now we're going to hop right into the one-arm L-sit dead hang. So when doing this, you want to grab the bar really hard and you want to engage your shoulder. Remember the active hang. You want to embrace your core before lifting your legs, and when you lift your legs, you want to lift them to 90 degrees. And when doing that exercise, make sure that you're keeping both legs straight and that your toes are pointed and try not to swing. The last thing that I want to show you is I put together a little training plan for you guys that you guys can do 2 to 3 times per week. And basically, it's just 4 things. It will probably take you like 10, 15 minutes, depending how long your rests are. Alright, so for the first thing, you can start with the one-arm dead hang hold for 3 sets on each side. You can either use the band, you can use your fingers, or you can just do the actual one-arm dead hang. And the second thing is the tucked one-arm hang hold for 3 sets. You could do 5 seconds, you could do 10 seconds. It's really what your level is. And then you are for the third step is hanging leg. I can't speak. Sorry, hanging leg raises with 2 arms for 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. And then for the last thing is the L-sit hold on the floor or bars for about 3 sets of like 5 to 10 seconds. Alright guys, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this tutorial is helpful. And remember, you just gotta stay consistent and work hard. And I know you'll be able to do this skill soon. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.